Good air, and welcome to the Loaf of Bread GAA podcast, slicing into the GAA of the past, present and future. Join me, Jason Keelan, as we cut into the largest loaf of bread known to mankind.
Hello, Diegwich, bonjour, ni hao, konnichiwa, guten tag and privyet to you all wherever you're listening in. What started as a message to 10 clubs has now expanded to more than 50 clubs globally from all continents. The journey through Loaf 2 GAA Global continues this week as we move on to our next destination in the GAA world. So come with me on the GAA journey of a lifetime and meet clubs from Canada to Argentina, South Africa to Gibraltar, Bermuda to the North Pole, New Zealand to Kuwait, Knoxville to Qatar, and literally everywhere in between. So grab the passports, grab the bags, it's time to go. Hola, amigos. On Slice 15 we take a trip to one of my favourite places in the world, Argentina. It is here that my mind is somewhat blown by the stories of Kilkenny man Mike from Bulfin GAA, Santiago O'Reilly of San Isidro GAA, and Stevie Tomas Cartledge from Argentina GAA. Where to start? Honestly, I don't know. I could be chatting about Stevie's relations to the O'Callaghan's, yes, Con and Cian, and the Wallaces of Westmeath, Santiago O'Reilly and the Longford link, how a Kilkenny man ended up hurling in Argentina, the brittle Argentine ash for making hurls, being managed by Pat Spillane, the huge historical links between our two nations, coming to Ireland in 2013, then Argentina men playing out with Moycullen and Galway, being fans of Clifford and Canning, and just how Stevie, bagpipes, hurling and Cusack Park Mullingar go in the same sentence. This and much, much, much more. It was just something very special about this one for me. But first, as usual, let's take a trip to Argentina and see how our trip to the famous nation goes. Bon soltas.
Se enganchó como le gusta, él probó con zurda. ¡Gol! ¡Gol!
Today we head to the fourth largest nation in the South American region, in Argentina. The country's history lies in a mix of the Inca people who dominated around the northern parts of the country. The name of the country itself derives from Spanish, but is Italian in origin, coming from the idea of being made of silver. Of course, even our own word for money, oscuelga, arrogate, has similar links to the idea of silver. The Spanish for silver is plata, and that word continues to be used in the country today and to describe the surrounding region called La Plata Basin. Old history of the country shows evidence of a variety of groups across all areas, such as the Selknam, Yagan, Quirandi and Huarpe. Each group had their own distinct lifestyles ranging from pottery makers, llama farmers and slash and burn agriculturalists. When the Europeans rocked up in the very early 16th century, it was the likes of Amerigo Vespucci who led the explorations. In 1536, Spanish conquistador Pedro de Mendoza founded the small area known as Buenos Aires. As the Europeans took part in the lands, so too did some neighbouring countries such as Paraguay, Peru and Chile. As a result, many of the regions we see today came into existence, such as Santa Fe, Mendoza and Londres. At one point, the wave of immigration into the region was so strong that it was second only to the USA. In the 20th century, Argentina's political dominance came in the form of Justicialist Party leader Juan Domingo Perón. Under Perón, the country saw vast improvements in working life and other key areas. His wife, a young actress named Eva Duarte, known as Evita, would help to push for women's rights in the country. But all wasn't smooth under Perón's rule, and his idea of threatening those who did not agree or follow his system saw him find many enemies, the majority of which were in the middle class. Union leaders who fought against Perón were arrested, removed or tortured in prison. After Eva's death in 1952, Perón's power failed, and after attempting his life, he ran to Spain. Incredibly, despite everything, he was returned to rule as president in 1973, alongside his new wife as vice president. However, Perón died in 1974, leaving his wife in charge. She had no political experience and originally worked as a nightclub dancer, so it was no surprise that many describe her tenure as weak. Today, the country itself operates as a democracy. Geographically, Argentina has so much to offer. The country is part of the Andes mountain range and the highest mountain outside of Asia in the 7,000 metre high Aconcagua. You could go to visit the stunningly beautiful southern region known as Patagonia, which is littered with both deserts and glaciers alike, and surprisingly upwards of 5,000 people who speak Welsh. Perito Moreno Glacier is perhaps the most famous point in the region. And then there is Tierra del Fuego, a phenomenal hiking trail set along the coastline, often done from the base town of Ushuaia, the place known simply as the end of the world. Perhaps a trip to remember would be Iguazu Falls. This incredible national park lies on the meeting point of Argentina, Brazil and Paraguay, and definitely one of the coolest places I've ever visited in the world. The more than 250 waterfalls create the constant sound of thunder, with some cascading into the same area, meaning the bottom cannot be seen, such as the famous Devil's Throat. But despite all this, perhaps something that stands out for me most is visiting the area of Buenos Aires. The capital city is very European in style, wide boulevards in the centre being the main thing. Visiting Caminito in the city to see the beautiful bright houses, Recoleta to see the burial place of Eva Perón and others, and Boca to see the home of some of the great soccer stars in the country's history. Or why not do what I did? Go and get a few lessons in the tango, the famous musical and dance tradition of the nation. On the sporting side, Argentina is known for producing many famous names. Alongside the key sports in the country will be the likes of basketball, cycling, golf, tennis and volleyball. Ironically, the national sport called pato, a mix of polo and basketball, is not among the popular ones. On the rugby pitch, Ireland and Argentina have grown to know each other very well, with the South African men becoming one of the powerhouses of modern times. In 2015, Juan Imhoff and co stunned a depleted Irish side in the World Cup quarter-final stage, coming out of the traps with devastating effect. Of course, many of us in Ireland who are fans will be familiar with the name of Felipe Contepomi, or Dr. Contepomi as we should probably say. The Hall of Famer played with Leinster Rugby for 7 seasons, amassing over 1,200 points. Today, he still remains there as a backs coach, but he kept his rugby career going while also studying medicine in the Royal College of Surgeons in Dublin and playing international rugby alongside the likes of his twin brother Manuel. Other names in the rugby game include the likes of Juan Manuel Leguizamon, Juan Martín Fernández Lobe, Mario Ledesma, Agustín Pichot, Agustín Creevy and Tomas Lavanini. But of course, you cannot mention Argentina and not think of soccer. The names are simply iconic.
Battistuta il tiro, gol! Och långt dessutom. Keppers.
Enrique to Maradona.
Riquelme, gol de Riquelme, gol de Riquelme, gol de Riquelme, gol de Riquelme.
Assistència de Xavi, més capreta per Messi, immens Messi, encara més.
The sport is by far the nation's most popular. Argentina competed in the original World Cup in neighbouring Uruguay in 1930, but would have to wait until 1978 before winning their first. The second would follow in 1986, thanks to some memorable moments like this.
Enrique to Maradona. Different class.
Different class!
When they talked about the great players of World Championship football, this man will be on a pedestal.
Diego Maradona, El Pibe de Oro, the Golden Boy. One of the world's greats, who sadly died in late 2020 after 34 goals for his country. But it was his iconic status on and off the field that made him so well known. His ability to produce the most outrageous talents against the biggest teams was incomparable. In Mexico in '86 he captained the team to glory in the World Cup, beating West Germany in a famous final and won the Golden Ball. He also produced that famous Hand of God goal against England, before that famous dribble goal left the world stunned. To say he was a marked man is an understatement. He still holds the record for being the most fouled player in a game. 23 times he was fouled against the Giants of Italy at the 1982 World Cup. A
At club level, it was his career at Boca Juniors that propelled him to move to Barcelona and then Italian side Napoli, helping them win their only 2 ever league titles. His management career would be much less successful, but no less filled with moments of controversy, some which brought him suspensions from FIFA and others. His death in 2020 occurred on the anniversary of the death of another great soccer legend in George Best, a man who equally shared limelight on and off the field. In modern times, the team has perhaps not reached the levels their people expect, and perhaps the levels they should be, based on the names they produce from the more than 3,300 clubs in the country, and players abroad also, not least among them a man named Lionel Messi. Messi is a name known to all worldwide. He joined Barcelona aged 13. To produce his career facts here would be impossible, but here are a few just in case you don't know. 10 La Liga titles, 4 Champions League, 7 Copa del Reys, 3 World Club Championships, 1 Under-20 World Cup, 6 Ballon d'Ors, 683 goals in just over 800 games for Barcelona, 88 for his country at all age levels. The man is truly up there with the greatest ever. As for the GAA in Argentina, I will let the lads tell you about that in a few moments. But finally, there are several parts of the chat that really make you feel like a major link between Ireland and Argentina still remains. So here's a quick story to it all. Due to the Irish famine, more than 50,000 Irish found their way to Argentina within the space of 90 years or so, up to 1930. In 1916, during the Easter Rising, the raising of the first Irish Republic flag was done by a man named Eamon Bulfin, an Argentine-born rebel. Due to this fact, he wasn't executed, the same reason Eamon de Valera was spared, as he was born in the USA. Britain deported Bulfin to Argentina, and once all was done, de Valera appointed Bulfin as a consulate in Buenos Aires. Incredibly, from my own history, he was joined in Argentina by an MP called Lawrence Gunnell from Mullingar. Gunnell Terrace in the town here not far from me is named after him. Ironically, when the emigration period ended, it was a letter in 1889 that discouraged Irishmen from going to Argentina. That letter was written by Thomas Croke, Archbishop and founder of the GAA. In 1900, the Hurling Club of Argentina was formed by William Bulfin, relative of Eamon, and continued every weekend thereafter. All you have to do is hear some of the names of the Argentinian Irish, and you will sense the Irish heritage. Guillermo O'Donnell, Santiago Phelan, Edelmiro Julien Farrell, Oscar Barney Finn, and a man you'll meet in a moment, Santiago O'Reilly. So, let's get to Argentina and meet the 3 men who will talk us through Argentine GAA: Santiago O'Reilly, Stevie Cartledge, and Mike Connery. Hey Stevie.
Hey, how are you, Jason?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Give me a second, I'm setting my camera.
How's all in Argentina?
Everything is good. It's not the best day here. It's been raining quite heavy. Although we're doing good, despite all the context. The entire world is aware of. Yeah.
Whereabouts are you from originally?
Well, I'm from a town called Hurlingham.
Okay.
It's where the hurling club is based.
Okay.
That's pure coincidence.
Yeah.
And now I live in the city, in a place called San Telmo. Did you have the chance to visit Argentina, Buenos Aires?
Yeah, 2011. 2012,
Okay.
2011, I think. Yeah, we went to Australia and then to New Zealand and then flew to Santiago and then went to Buenos Aires, Iguazu, then Paraguay, Brazil, Chile, rest of Chile,
Okay.
Bolivia, Peru. Yeah, I got my way around. Yeah, really liked Argentina. Yeah, really
That's
nice.
great. And did you visit the hurling club?
No, I didn't. The only little bit of kind of history I know is that there was an Irishman who went out many years ago, called Bernardo O'Higgins. I think that's where the O'Higgins Soccer Club comes from.
It could be, yeah. Higgins is a big name here in South America.
Yeah, it came originally from an Irishman who went out there long time ago, and Yeah, I genuinely, when I was out there, didn't know there was a hurling club or anything in Argentina. So I was
Yeah,
surprised. Yeah, it's a nice surprise. Yeah.
yeah. Well, actually, we are just we mostly play rugby and hockey.
Yeah.
But since 2000 and I think it was 2013, we started to 2012, we started to gather, a senior team. Let's call it that way, because the kids already had some cool camps in the summers of hurling and Gaelic football. So in 2013, we formed a hurling team in the club, and since then we never stopped.
And what got you into hurling in the first place?
Well, on one side, I lived there, so
Yeah.
it was right next to my house. But my father and mother went there. As you know, it's an Irish club in Argentina. I've got Irish heritage, and that's a big part of it. That's almost like the main cause.
Yeah.
My parents went there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah.
Do you know where
my
your
whole
Irish
family went
heritage is?
From my mom's, it's Wallace. They're mainly based. Well, I saw you were from Mullingar.
Yeah, that's right.
They come from Multifarnham, quite close.
Wow.
To Mullingar. Yeah.
Because the Wallace family outside here, one of them plays with the Westmeath team, which is my county. So,
all right.
He's quite like he'd be one of the best players on the county. That's so funny that they're from out. It's like 5 minutes from my house. Yeah.
We are all related to the football all-star Con O'Callaghan and Cian O'Callaghan.
Really? How?
They are related. Yeah, they're Wallaces.
And do they know that they're related to you, or?
No. Well, I met their father in 2013.
Wow. That's an amazing story. That's one of the best stories I've ever heard. Because like Con O'Callaghan is Con is one of the best footballers in the country at the moment. There's very few.
He's like a big shot.
Yeah, there's very few players that are like as big as him at the moment. That's incredible.
Yes, his father is Maurice O'Callaghan.
Yeah.
Wallace.
Wow. Okay, I have to remember that one. That's an amazing one. Yeah. Hello, Santi, and hello, Michael as well. How are you?
Grand.
Look down beard over there.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, good.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too. Yeah. Michael, whereabouts are you at the moment, or?
I'm in San Isidro, in Buenos Aires.
Okay, very good. Yeah. And how long are you out there?
I'm out here for I have to do numbers now. 13 years.
13 years. Very good. And whereabouts are you from originally?
Kilkenny.
Kilkenny. Oh God, you brought a good hurling man out to Argentina from Kilkenny. So I had people on earlier from some of the other clubs trying to claim that they were from hurling counties, but I haven't, I think, any Kilkenny people on yet. So whereabouts in Kilkenny originally, or?
Dunnamaggin, place is called.
Whereabouts is that?
Not too far away from Callan.
Oh yeah, I know Callan, right? Yeah, yeah, very good. That's class. Yeah. And Santi, what's your background?
Right now I'm stranded in Chile.
Wow.
Because I came here and I'm from Argentina. I live close to Mike in San Isidro, but I came here on vacations, and due to COVID restrictions, the country closed borders or canceled many flights. So I'm having a hard time getting back home. But as I work, I've been working from home for a very long time now, since the pandemic started. Well, it's the same, and the kids they're doing school through internet too. I'm here at my folks, southern Chile in Patagonia, so it's an office with a view.
Yes. I didn't get to Patagonia when I went to South America, but I've heard nice things about it.
Should.
Yeah. I'll come back again. Don't worry, sometime. Yeah, definitely. I have to ask Santi, with a second name like O'Reilly, you must surely have some Irish link somewhere.
Yeah. It's maybe it's my great grandparent who came from Ireland. end of the 1800s. They came from Longford, from a place, from a town called Ballymahon.
Yeah, it's about 20 minutes from me. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're close. I never went. The only time. No, I've been twice in Ireland, but I never managed to go. Mostly because of time, lack of time. But my father went there, and my relatives are buried there in a. I don't know if it's a parish or a church.
Yeah.
Or
church.
Yeah. It's nice.
That's amazing. Wow, that's both like Stevie and Santi are both really, really close to my own home here. Like you're both within 20 minutes. So
let's say 80% of the Irish Argentines comes from that area.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Or maybe 80, 70. That's the rest are from Wexford, I think, and then the rest of the country.
Wow. Okay, that's
one
pretty amazing.
One from Kilkenny, Mike.
Yeah, we let the Kilkenny man in, obviously. Yeah. And Mike.
We leave it there. We don't want any more.
Okay. Yeah. One is enough. Fair enough. Yeah. Michael, is it work that has you over there, or?
No, it's a woman. We met in New Zealand. So after a year traveling around in New Zealand, we said, what should we do now? So she came to Ireland for a year. She was in Kilkenny, in Bulfin, studying for a while. And then it was my turn to come over here. It was meant to be a year in each country. And when I got over here, I've been here 13 years since.
Yeah, it is a nice place, in fairness. I can see why you didn't leave it. Although Stevie has insisted one Kilkenny man is enough, I think. So you're not allowed to bring anybody else, I'm afraid. So, yeah. Santi, how did you get into the hurling?
Well, actually, you mean the sport? Because
the sport, yeah.
No, I never I've never played hurling. So I play Gaelic football. I love hurling, but I've never actually played it. In San Isidro, we started a club, but I didn't start it. I joined several months later after it started, and I've been playing for now 4 years, I believe, since it started, and it's actually I played with Stevie at hurling club. That's why I asked you. I played at the hurling club with Stevie rugby, and then I got married and moved to San Isidro. And I always liked Gaelic sports. I've always followed them on the internet. It's the only way to see them since I was very young. And when Mike and some friends told me that there was a club that was being founded in San Isidro, close to my home, and I said, well, it's an opportunity to get me to get into it, and that's how I started. Yeah. But actually, I played with Stevie for a very long time.
Okay, sounds cool. Yeah. Stevie, what's the local uptake in general like in the GAA out there? Is it a lot of Irish, or is it a lot of locals as well?
Well, it's mainly Argentines.
Okay.
And Mike can add his thoughts on this, but Irish come and go. Some of the Irish that come here, they stay for a few months, some a few years, but it's not easy to have a big number of Irish, constantly. Although there are quite a few, but I would say 90% we are all Argentines. Yeah, okay. Which is great. Let me tell you that most of the players, well, at least in hurling club, they don't have any Irish links. So that's quite nice. People from Argentina that knew the sport coming to the club, and they joined, and they keep coming because they love the game.
Yeah,
both hurling and football.
Cool. Yes. Is there what are, for people who are listening, what is the clubs? What kind of clubs have you got in Argentina?
Well, basically there are two let's call them two institutions. No, it's the hurling club and the newest San Isidro Gaelico. We both have our own tournaments. I can talk about hurling club. We have 4 teams that we play at least once a month, and then we're trying to play one hurling game per month. It's not easy, we're not that many. So we keep that every Saturday. Saturday we train if we are not having a game. We also train in the week. And we also are forming a women's team, football, with the idea of having a camogie team sometime, but it's not that easy. And also, children playing the games.
That's cool.
Try to grow the game.
Yeah. Is there much chance of getting like a youth setup for children and stuff going soon, or?
Well, we try to go to different schools and promote the game. There is a large number of Irish schools in Argentina, both hurling club and after the Argentina GAA and San Isidro Gaelico. We are all trying to work with schools and promote the game. And of course, we are always open to let new people come. In spite the age, we take children from 6 years until you want to play. So you may be 55. You can join us. We're not that competitive, I think. We're best.
That's cool. Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah, Mike, is there much issues out there with funding and stuff for the GAA?
No, the GAA helped a good bit when we got everything started.
Right.
When I first came over here, the first thing I did was look up hurling in Argentina, and all I could find was the hurling club.
Yeah.
And so I went out there straight away on St. Patrick's Day, and obviously there was a few drinks involved.
Yeah.
And one of the lads there, he was he's a real compassionate man, and he loved the game. His name was Hernan Magrini. He passed away a while back. He really got ball rolling, and with a few other people. So there was a few summer camps, that was helped out by, I think Martin Casey had something to do with it. So there was a good bit of involvement, and the hurling club, and so the GAA was involved right from the beginning, pretty much. So they've been good in that way. Recently, I haven't been involved myself because I was on it the whole time with the hurling club and San Isidro, and it was taking a bit of a toll with the family. Here's one of them. So we made our own team, the Bulfin. So there's 3 official teams. There's the official team is Bulfin, San Isidro Gaelic, and the hurling club.
So Bulfin was born out of your own kind of efforts, was it?
Yeah, mine and Killian, another lad. I don't know. You were talking to him. Yeah, he's one of the other Irish lads that are here full time.
Right.
So the two of us pair up and we made this team and it's going really well.
That's brilliant. Yeah.
We all play against each other so it's brilliant. And
that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Stevie was saying they have an internal team, and so the San Isidro, they have an internal team too, and a few other teams. So,
that's pretty class. Yeah, you've a cracking little setup going there. I didn't realize it was. It's pretty, well established, and yeah, it's quite ambitious. Even as Stevie said, getting some of the schools and stuff involved, because a couple of the clubs I've talked to around the world are can't even field a team of 9 or 10. So yeah, you guys are very well established. I didn't realize. If only I'd known 10 years ago when I was out in Argentina, I would have loved to have played just even for 5 minutes just to say I played in Argentina. So, Santi, do you remember your first game, your debut game?
Well, yeah. It was. What was it? Yeah, I played. It was the first time San Isidro and hurling played. it was a very nice evening. I was pretty excited. I was just starting because San Isidro and hurling they played right after San Isidro got established. So it was a very very good. I have a lot of photos from it because my wife took some pictures and I could share it with you. But it was a very good day. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Do you remember who you played against?
Of course. It was hurling because it was the only two teams existing right then.
Yeah. What did you have a position that you prefer to play, or are you defender or forward or?
I'm a midfield. Yeah, we're playing 9-a-side.
Yep.
Yeah, we play 9-a-side, and the most normal setup is 3-2-3.
Yep.
Not counting the goalkeeper, and I play one of the two in the middle. Yeah, that's
nice.
My favorite positions. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, sounds good. Stevie, do you remember your first game?
Well, in my case, it would be hurling. My first game, although we would play football, Gaelic, and it was back in 2013. I'm sure Mike was there because he was a kind of a coach / player.
Yeah.
We were preparing assembling a team to go and meet in Galway for the how was it called?
The gathering.
Yeah, the gathering.
I'm
not sure if you're aware of it. So we went to compete. We were forming a team to go to compete. We had about 8-9 months at most to practice the game.
Wow.
So to be honest, our first games were like quite dangerous. We didn't have any helmets. So we didn't take very well the ball. So maybe you hit a body instead of the sliotar. So those were the feelings of the first games. Then we kept improving. So the injuries were less, although the scoring wasn't improving that much. Until we got to the tournament. There we felt like Indians running after a sliotar. We started to understand the game.
Yeah.
And Mike was there to help us. We got to the final game. We lost by a point against a team from the US. That was like my first experience, and it was quite a good one.
Yeah, when you say you played with no helmets, it just sounds like hurling in the 1990s, the real way of playing hurling. So
the first, I think we had we had sticks also. The commands were maybe in 1900s.
Possibly, yeah. Mike could be very familiar, I suppose, with hurling from the 1990s as well. I'm sure, with no helmets and people with bloodied faces everywhere, and
But the hurls I say are maybe 1920s.
Okay.
Yeah, really good seasoned.
Seasoned, yeah.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the GAA was able to send us a few hurls for the tournament.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
We took a while for them to come through because of the thing here in Argentina, takes it, or the tram, what do you call it? It's not called tramits, I can't remember what you call it in English now. But all the paperwork and everything that you have to do. It's
the red tape, as we call it.
That's it, yeah.
It was a hard time for Argentina because at that moment we couldn't import almost anything.
Anything now.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, it was worse than now.
Okay.
Sorry, the ash wood over here is not it's not appropriate for a hurl. Like, it's too they grow too fast over here. So
really,
they're very brittle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it was some sort of like super hurl.
No. I've tried I'm kind of a woodworker myself, and I tried some different woods, and I made some hurls, but yeah, they're brittle or not, or either too heavy wood or but I know there are some developments in Ireland with bamboo, so that maybe, but it's harder. Yeah. It's harder because you need some technology there to make that.
Are they trying with bamboo because of the ash sickness, or is it this
the ash dieback?
And I think
it's getting
it's
too pricey.
I think they just want something that, hurling games traditionally in Ireland, as you guys all know, probably just swinging hurls at the start, and they just break very quickly, and teams go through them a lot very, very, very quickly. I think they just want to kind of get longer life out of a hurl more than anything else. Like the school that I teach in, we have 30 of these synthetic hurls, so they're like they can't break. They've got a rubber face at the top, a rubber head. So they're a bit unusual, but for like our school, we couldn't afford to go through hurls every few weeks. So it's good that we just have a set that just lasts, forever. So is there do you guys compete in? Is there like a South American games or anything that you guys get to compete in, or do you wait for the World Games and things like that?
Well, we our carrot, it's every World Game. That's like our goal every season. Get prepared for the World Game. Unfortunately, we only a team can go, so it's like a selection of players. But maybe in the next tournament we can take more than one team, like team A or B, whatever. But that's our goal. In the meanwhile, we compete with each other. We know these internal tournaments we have, and train a lot and trying to keep the enthusiasm up. We try to have a good crack while training. Afterwards, we stay in the club having years. It's both sports and social. It's very important to keep it that way here.
Yeah. Did you guys get to the 2019 World Games in Ireland that time?
We went. Also, San Isidro went over there.
Yeah.
We went with the Argentina GAA. We won the Shield, which is quite
nice.
Quite good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Yeah.
Very close to get to the cup.
Okay.
But we lost by a point against a team from Toronto, I think it was. And then we go to the Shield, which was mainly our level.
Yeah.
And we played against teams from France, Brittany, Italy. I can't remember all the teams, but they all have a big competition on.
Yeah.
In France, there are lots of teams. We are, as you heard, just a few teams playing and doing our best without the best organization. We won the final,
That's impressive,
for us it was a great achievement.
Yeah, that's big. That kind of puts Argentina on the map in some ways in Gaelic games. So yeah, that's,
we did win. We did win the first World Games. For the native teams.
I didn't know that.
In Abu Dhabi. But it was, Mike was part of that team, I think. There was fewer teams at that time. Now it's very competitive.
Yeah, I still think Argentina has a good chance. I'd back you guys to win it, I think.
Thanks.
Mike, you were at that, were you? Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I was a player at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was able to play because I'm a plastic paddy. I was born in England.
Yeah.
So I was eligible to play. It was a brilliant tournament. Even though there was only 4 teams on our side, it was very competitive. And South Africans are ferocious. They're very big, strong machines.
What team was that? South Africans, though, you said?
South Africa, yeah, South Africa.
Yeah. Their jersey is there behind me. You can probably see it.
I see that.
Yeah, I got the jersey when they came here to play against Dublin in 2016, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike, do you remember who was the designated coach we had?
Do I remember? Will I ever forget?
Now, do you want to tell who was Mike? You were there.
We had a double coach.
Right.
He was one of the most famous football players in Kerry.
Who was that?
Stevie, do you know who it was?
Was it Pat Spillane?
Pat Spillane.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
And, who else? Martin Lynch from Wexford. No, Dublin, sorry.
Okay.
Martin Lynch from,
Martin Lynch has been there for us every tournament.
Lynch, yeah, he was the one that was kind of like.
But Pat Spillane was like one of the coaches back there, and it was funny because he was trying to tell the guys what to do. Not easy.
And how did Pat Spillane end up coaching Argentina GAA in Abu Dhabi or the Middle East? How did that happen?
No, because each team had like a star coach. Like every team had their own coach, obviously. But then when we went over there, like every team had a helping coach out.
A celebrity.
So, a celebrity coach, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
We got the big star.
And who else? Who were the other options you could have had?
To be honest with you, I don't really know now. To be fair, we were just with him now. I couldn't tell you now who the other lads were. But,
okay.
It was really. He was. He ended up being one of the boys after the matches. And after we won it, he was there with us, on top of the shoulders.
And was he trying to speak Kerry Spanish as well, or? Well,
yeah, he had to go anyway.
And did you have any trouble understanding him?
I was the translator, so they have trouble understanding me sometimes. So
that's fair enough. That's a good story. Now, I didn't realize Pat Spillane was so heavily involved in Argentina, the rise of Argentina GAA. So I'll have to remember that one. That's two unbelievable stories you guys have pulled out between the O'Callaghan's and Pat Spillane. You're really showing Argentina up here to be the top dogs at the moment. So, do you guys have I ask every club this question, or every kind of group that I get on. Do you guys at your clubs or in Argentina, is there like a tough nut lunatic that you have at the club? Because every GAA club always has like a lunatic. You're nodding your heads, which means yes, there is one somewhere. Stevie, is there a lunatic?
Well, we all know him. I think we all agree. Dickie McAllister.
Okay.
Did you have any other in mind, Mike or Santi?
He'd be the chatterbox. When I first came over here, I actually thought it was from Dublin, because of the way he was talking and the stuff that was coming out of his mouth. I did this fella's definitely from Ireland. So when I got talking and I realised he was from Argentina, I was like, how the hell do you speak so well in English, with a Dublin accent? He just did not head.
What's his second name? Did you say McAllister? Is it?
McAllister, yeah.
That's a real though Argentine thing, isn't it? Because Alexis McAllister, who plays soccer for Brighton, is
somehow they're related, I think.
Really? Yeah. It's because when I would follow soccer a lot. So when I heard the name Alexis McAllister, I didn't expect him to be an Argentina star. I thought maybe he might be Scottish. Maybe we could claim him for Ireland and get him to play for Ireland. But it turns out he's Argentinian. So that was a bit of a surprise. So I can see the link now. That makes a bit of sense. Yeah. Santi, have you been introduced to the Sunday game or any things like that to watch the GAA on?
Yeah. When I was young, it used to be free here, or at least I could go to the art. On Wednesdays, they freed the 3 days back programs, so I watched the Sunday games on Wednesdays. But yeah, I watched, and recently that changed, so now it's paid per view. So and it's quite expensive. The exchange rate here is killing us. Okay. So I paid for the last. Well, actually, in San Isidro, we got together and we paid together the GAA Go. It's an app where you can watch online, and we watched the final, Dublin versus Mayo. Well, we all knew how that was going to end, but sorry, Mayo, but it was worth to watch the match. And and we since San Isidro was created, we've watched all the finals. We had one Irishman who whose user we used to poach to watch the matches. But yeah, I like to watch both hurling and football.
Cool. Yes. Have you got a favorite like hurler or footballer, Santi, that you've followed over the years, or?
Yeah, I like the Kerry team, football. Yeah, and maybe Clifford.
David Clifford,
that would be like, yeah, is a. But well, Dublin has a monster team. I don't know, Brian Fenton, and well,
yeah.
There are many players to choose from.
I can't help notice Stevie's hat in the corner. Yeah.
And in hurling, I like. I started watching Joe Canning when he was very young, so I followed Galway, and I cheered when they won a few years back. But yeah, no, it's mainly like once in a while I try to catch up, or I read the news, but mostly that it's recreational. Cool. Then we go and play. We try to play goal. We try to play football, Gaelic football at San Isidro. We have our ritual on Sundays. It's like very family-based club, and we have. What I'm happy about is in the last year, due to the pandemic, many other sports got cancelled, and so there are quite a few young guys coming to play. We have we've divided. We have so many kids that we it's not so many, but we have a few kids, and we've divided them into like divisions because they were getting too the pitch was getting too crowded. So now we have like guys from my sons play, and there are the little ones, what we call the leprechauns, that up to 7 years old, and then we have from 7 to 11, and from 12 to 16 they all play together. We combine them, and we have quite a few. They are loving the game, so they come back and they're like integrated, and they support. They also came to watch the finals, so they're like motivated, and that's what I'm really happy about. What's going on in San Isidro. So it's like it's been the seed that Mike planted, and Francisco, the other guy who's the president in the club. They're coming to. They're germinating. I don't know what's how to say. They're blossoming.
Yeah, no, that's good. Blossoming,
And we even had some small tour for the kids. They went to a school an Irish school in Rosario last year, and that was very nice for them too. They went there and like to play Gaelic football, to show. To have a clinic with the guys who never had played Gaelic football before, and they were very happy. So
I didn't know there was an Irish school in Rosario.
Yeah, it's St. Patrick's Patrick's School. Something. Yeah.
I'll have to link up with them because the school I teach in here in Ireland is called St. Patrick's. So I'll have to try and link up with these guys.
Sure. Yeah, you just send. I'll contact you, no problem. Yeah, they'll be happy to hear about you.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. Yeah, sounds deadly. Yeah, Stevie, have you guys in Argentina been introduced to like Marty Morrissey or Des Cahill or any of the pundits in Gaelic football or hurling?
I know some have. I'm not very into it. I'm not sure about it. Sorry, I can't add much to
That's
it.
all right. Why have you not introduced him to Marty Morrissey yet?
I came over here to commentate on the match. And the All-Stars came over twice now already.
Yeah.
And Michael
Lester.
Michael
More Hertig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he commentated on the on one of the All Stars game in hurling club. So you have seen him and you've heard him, and when the All Stars come over, like they were all over the lads. It was great to have him like that time when they come over.
That's good. I didn't realize he.
I know
there, yeah.
Some of the guys do know a few, but not me. I haven't had the opportunity.
And do you get much publicity, Stevie, on like local newspapers or radio or anything? Do you get much publicity for the GAA out there?
Well, we try to get some publicity. It's not easy. There are also always news in local newspapers, like smaller ones, and we appeared once or twice in a TV show, sport-wise, but I don't know. It's not easy. It's not easy to promote the game beside the Irish community. I think so. Although it's whenever I speak to people about the games, Gaelic and hurling, they are really into it. They like the idea. They look videos in YouTube, and sometimes some of those persons I spoke, they join to a training session. But the hard thing is to get them, keep them going. And
are you competing? Are you competing against like Los Pumas and Hercules and all the other teams?
Not Los Pumas, I think. Soccer here is a big thing.
Yeah.
And even internally in hurling club, we compete with rugby and hockey. And we always have people from playing those games also. So at what time, when we went to Galway in 2013 for the hurling tournament, at that time I was playing both rugby and hurling at the same time.
Okay.
Every training session, it was on a Saturday in the afternoon, so I had to play rugby, then go like as fast as I could to join the training. It wasn't easy.
Yeah, I'd say so. Rugby I know is huge. I got big into the rugby years ago, but yeah, when Argentina became the Four Nations, I think it made it more interesting, and a lot of people. Well, Argentina have a good record against Ireland in rugby anyway, so we know Argentina quite well at this stage. Yeah, I've seen Argentina play here a few times as well. So yeah,
those are a great match to watch.
They're brilliant, yeah, except when Juan Imhoff and all the rest of the Argentina guys just keep destroying us every World Cup. It gets kind of annoying. Yeah, we don't really like seeing Argentina that much anymore. So
the problem is Argentina is always ranked very low. We are 9th or 10th in the ranking. So we are always a problem for the group we get in for the pool.
Yeah, you guys get thrown in with the big teams, the bigger teams sometimes. Yeah, no, Juan Imhoff, I think, broke our hearts several times over the years. So we don't really want to hear his name anymore, to be honest. So I've fed up looking at him. Does the club, or Mike even, does the club have a karaoke song of choice on your nights out, your celebrations?
Karaoke? No. We have a small anthem that was created when the club was created, and every time when we toured Ireland, when we went to the World Games, we did a tour before, it was like 10 days before the World Games. We were staying with the different clubs in different parts of Ireland. We went like Belfast, Derry. Was Sligo and Clare Castle it was close to Ennis. So we toured all around Ireland, and there was always sometimes there was a match involved, but there was always a pub involved. And we used to sing the anthem from our club, and I can play guitar, and so I was generally asked to play a few tunes, but nothing No, it wasn't. It wasn't too. I wouldn't say it was like a fixed song that that was asked for. Although, now that you say maybe With or Without You from U2,
Okay.
that was quite. That came up a few times, but yeah, that's why we did so bad in the. I believe in the World Games. It was there were too many pubs involved in the tour before, and we arrived injured, tired, and heavy. Well,
Yeah.
let's leave it at heavy.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll take that. Yes, Mike and your assistant you have there with you. Have you introduced Santi and Stevie to Father Ted?
No, I haven't actually. No, no.
Oh, okay.
Well, I saw a few videos.
Okay.
That's Father Ted. I know who he is.
So, Mike, that's your next job is to import Father Ted to Argentina properly. So, I leave it in your hands.
I've seen him in reels or sorts of things like that in Instagram. Yeah.
Okay.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay, that's a start. That's a good start, anyway. We're getting there. Yeah. Mike, who would you say? I have a couple of last questions for you guys in a minute. But who would you say is the best GAA player in your lifetime?
Here in Argentina.
Oh, you can say Argentina if you want, or anywhere in the world.
No, I'd say
you can say another name, Mike.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Loving the way DJ Carey played. I always like it. It's like it was amazing watching him when I was in Ireland. But like one of my favorite players that I idolized. Be quiet. One of the players that I idolized, my cousin Kenneth O'Shea.
Okay.
He played for Kilkenny.
Right.
As well. He was known as the super sub.
Right. Kenneth O'Shea, is that his name?
Kenneth O'Shea, yeah.
Okay.
Every time he come on, he'd make some like good goal or great score, and like that like he wasn't like the full time player, but like every time he did come on, like he made his mark. And unlucky, he didn't get to win an All Ireland final, but he was there a few times. But like that was like I always idolized him as well. Like.
Okay. He got closer than most Westmeath people do anyway to win All Ireland, so. Yeah, that wouldn't be too hard at the moment. So, Stevie, is there a standout player in your life that you've come across or that you've witnessed?
No, I'm not much. I enjoy watching,
yeah.
But for sure here in Argentina, it's our friend Mike.
Okay, you pick a Kilkenny man as the best player. Yeah, he's getting the thumbs up for that. He's happy enough. Yeah, he likes that. Yeah. Santi, are you sticking with your?
Sorry, I'm wondering, like Stevie, is that hurling or Gaelic football? What are you talking?
Either.
No, but you couldn't be. How are you playing Gaelic football if you're a Kilkenny man? No,
yes.
Not allowed. Sorry.
Oh, it's brilliant.
What? You'll be excommunicated from the Kilkenny church.
It's just a bigger ball. That's all. That's all it is.
And if it's just a bigger ball, then then can you come back home then and sort out your county actually putting a football team together? Because that would be great. They're the only ones.
That'd be nice to watch.
Yeah, the only ones who don't bother to play a bit of football just because they're not able to. I think that's why, isn't it? So I think Santi's got it spot on there, definitely. Yeah. The last few questions I have are.
Sorry, Mike.
Too late now. You've said it. The last few questions are like choice questions. They're mostly to test to see if Mike is really Irish or not. But we'll see how they go. So yeah, Mike, I'll ask the first one to you. You can you have a choice between the famous Argentinian steak or Irish steak.
Definitely T-bone steak from back home.
Okay. And I'm guessing Stevie and Santi, you guys are going to pick the Argentinian steak. Santi's head in his hands here, and so is Stevie. Yeah. Yeah, easy choice. Yeah, easy choice. Yeah. Mike, we'll ask you this one as well. Yeah, sorry, Stevie. Go
speechless. I'm speechless for hearing Mike saying that.
Yeah.
But that's all right.
Yeah, you're going to be deported very quickly out of Argentina after this, Mike, I think so.
Maybe.
I suppose I could ask any of you guys. If Santi, I might ask you. You can choose between Patagonia or Kerry. Well, you're stuck in Patagonia at the moment, aren't you?
Well, I'm stuck in Patagonia. now, and I've toured it and been to Kerry, the ring of Kerry and everything. But still, I'll stay with Argentina or Patagonia or we're I don't know. We have a very, very nice country. So is Ireland, but since I was born here, well, I'll stay here.
Okay, sounds good, yeah. Mike, I'll ask this one to you, and then I'll see what Stevie and Santi say in return. Lionel Messi or TJ Reid?
I'd go for TJ just because the sport's brilliant.
Yeah.
Like there's no you can't beat the GAA. So
yeah.
I think you go for TJ.
You have your bags packed to leave anyway, haven't you? You're okay. You're ready to go.
Yeah.
He's buying all the tickets to.
Yeah, tickets.
Get off.
One-way ticket out. One-way ticket out. Yeah.
Yep.
Santi, would you choose between Lionel Messi or any of the great hurlers in Ireland?
No, but it's really different. Actually, myself, I'm quite I don't know, rare, or I don't. I like football very much, and I like Lionel Messi, of course, the way he plays or played. But no, I would still prefer hurling or a hurling player. Let's say they're more. It's more honest. That's why I got involved with the Gaelic games. They're, I believe, still possess that quality, those ideals of even in high levels. No, even if they're not professionals, but close to, and there's a lot of money involved. But still, they in big games they still preserve that no simulating, teamwork. I don't know, everything. It's I believe they have better ideals than football.
Putting the body, maybe.
Yeah. I think we should take that speech, Santi, and put it into a video clip and send it to every GAA person, because that's exactly what the GAA is. Yes. Stevie, would you choose over a Messi or Maradona or a hurler?
I was waiting that name. Yeah, you were leaving him.
Yeah.
Diego Armando Maradona.
I went to Boca Juniors when I was in Buenos Aires as well.
I'm getting emotional.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing just to be there. Yeah, it's
a complex character, you know.
Yeah.
But everything what he did, it was himself. You can love him, you can hate him, but that's Diego, you know. And for being Diego, he achieved all what he won.
Yeah. Do you think if you gave Lionel Messi a hurl and a schlitter, would he be able to knock it over the bar?
For sure.
For sure.
Maybe the big ball. Maybe the big ball. Better. He would be. Yeah.
he might kick a free off the ground maybe instead. Yeah. I don't get trust with a hurl. Yeah. Have you guys? Mike, is there anyone back in Ireland you want to give a shout out to before I let you guys go?
Oh, just family. My brother's just after doing a marathon there, so fair play to him.
Wow.
He did a virtual marathon, so he I think, I don't know if he did it the same time as I did it in, so like he did it under 3 hours. So
Jesus, that's impressive. Wow.
It's known as Bond.
Right. Bond, okay. Oh yeah. Oh, Deadly, yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. That's a great name. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Deadly, yeah, that's class. Anyone? What's the club at home? Did you say?
Dunamagan.
Okay. I'd like to give them an old shout out as well. So, Stevie, do you want to say? Is there a big shout out to all the Wallaces out the road here?
All the Wallaces, yeah. I do know quite a few of them. So all my regards to them. A special one to a friend of mine, Dara Challoner. He's from Kill. He's living in Dublin. Great friend. Carol Stephens. There are a lot of people, all the McCormacks in Kildare that know me, all relatives.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah, awesome. Yeah. And Santi, is there any? Suppose you want to say hello to all the people in Ballymahon in County Longford?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. of course, I'll be visiting soon. I hope if the pandemic allows. But and we visited out of every club that we went to tour. We made a very good contact with the guys of Culera Strandhill in Sligo.
Oh yeah.
So, cheers to everyone, and to Clare Castle in the Magpies, they call them, in Clare. Owen Kelly and Tommy Guilfoyle, great lads. So
Tommy Guilfoyle, is that what you said? Tommy Guilfoyle, yeah, that's good. Yeah, I know
the guys from the guys from Go Gaelic.
Yeah.
So
that's cool. Yeah, that's brilliant.
Good man.
Yeah, not to ruin it for you, Santi, but there's not a whole lot in Ballymahon. It's really, really small. Like there's about 400 people. It's got a shop. My uncle works in the shop.
Yeah, but the River Shannon runs by it, so it's gonna be a very good fly fishing.
Fly fishing, okay, yeah, you can do that. Yeah. The school principal in the school I teach in, he's big into fly fishing. He's from Galway, so I have someone that can go with you if you want. So yeah, definitely, yeah.
Okay, so
yeah,
we'll throw away the GAA and sign in to the fly fishing.
You can come stay in Mullingar here. You can all stay in Mullingar, and we'll go to Ballymahon. We'll go fly fishing. You can teach me how to fly fish because I've no idea. So it'll be great. Yeah, I like the sound of this. It's a good plan. Yeah. Stevie, I have to ask before I let you go. The jersey you've on, can people buy it? Because
I think that you can buy them in O'Neill's.
Okay.
Not sure if they're like easily. You can find them very easy in the website, but for sure you can get them on their site.
That's what you can. I might see if we can find a link and pass it on.
Yeah, sound. Yeah, I'll put it up with the podcast. Yeah, no Kilkenny jerseys. We're not selling Kilkenny jerseys. Sorry, nobody wants one.
I always get asked, "Who's that team?" when I wear it. Like,
yeah, well, it's funny. I slag it. Like the club I used to play for is exactly the same colors. So
maybe you can get those the O'Neill's outlet in Dublin.
Yeah, I teach near to that shop as well. So yeah, I'll have to visit and see. No, guys, thanks so much for coming on. I really appreciate it, and I hope all is good in Argentina. And I hope when COVID goes away that you guys get back to normal and playing some games. And yeah, if you guys do ever come to Ireland, you have somewhere to stay everywhere, and you can definitely stay with us in Mullingar here, and we'll give you a good GAA tour of Ireland for sure. And we'll get to meet the O'Callaghan's and the Wallaces and all the Ballymahon people, and we might go to Kilkenny as well. I don't know if we will. We might. We'll see about it. Depends where Mike brings us, to be honest. So.
Well, and as you said, if you ever come to Buenos Aires, let us know.
I'll be back. Yeah, I definitely want to come back. Yeah, I'd love to go back again. It was brilliant. Yeah, but guys, thanks so much, and I'll keep in touch, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.
Thanks.
Thanks a million, guys. Yeah, see you later. Take it easy. Enjoy.
Bye.
Bye.
You too, bye.
Coming up the next day on the Loaf of Bread GAA Global, we cut into our next slice.
I personally really like when the Erasmus students come and play because they're always really young and fit, so it gives me a break.
Oh, you're making yourself both making yourself out to be old. Yeah. I love the way you both are considering yourselves like mid-50s and should be retired years ago. So what's the kind of...
I had the intelligence to quit at the pinnacle of my career back in 2009 when I discovered Guinness.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, you're probably not the only person ever I'd say to you that. So
no, actually.
We say a big thank you to Stevie, Santi and Mike and make our way to our next destination. And coming up on Thursday next on the Loaf of Bread GAA podcast, we travel from one Spanish-speaking area to another as we go from Argentina to sunny Spain and catch up with the guys at Barcelona Gales GAA. I meet the man himself, Max, from Stuttgart via Car Savine, and Danica, who has landed herself in the Spanish sun via Australia. We talk all about life in the GAA in Spain, rivalries with the likes of the El Gásico and Madrid Harps, Zaragoza, Valencia and others, Danica's sporting background and transferring the skills to the GAA, the future of the game in Barcelona, and some of the key issues, Rafael Nadal or TJ Reid, paella or Irish stew, and the ultimate, sangria or Guinness or Australia's finest Fosters.
That's next Thursday morning from 9 AM as we continue the journey with 2 slices a week. I'll see you at the arrivals hall, but until then, check out the various clubs on the Instagram page and see all the amazing work they do and some of the nicest GAA gear going. Find the podcast on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter and on TikTok. Email loafofbreadpod@gmail.com or just simply hit the follow button and spread the word of the Loaf of Bread GAA pod across the globe. Slánagí.